Don't Look Back in Anger might be the name of the song, so instead the fans are looking forward in anger as they are not happy about the upcoming Oasis ticket prices. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. Yes, Oasis are coming back. This might be a huge deal to some people, but for me, I actually prefer the drink Oasis, and thankfully you can buy that for approximately £1.25, which is a lot cheaper than an Oasis concert ticket coming soon in 2025.
Fun fact, I've never even had a drink Oasis. But
Never?
Never.
Citrus?
Couldn't even
Brilliant.
tell what it tastes
Nah,
like.
it's brilliant, man. You need it.
It could taste like dog shite and still be
Nah,
bad.
really.
These two
Well,
pompous pricks.
that's true, but trust me, Oasis doesn't taste like that. Summer fruits is no bad, but for me it's all about the citrus, so if you haven't tried it, make sure you try it. But I think everybody has tried a little bit of the Oasis Gallagher Brothers. We've heard, I mean, it doesn't matter if you've lived under a rock, you've probably heard at least one Oasis song, especially if you live in the UK and a disaster goes down and, you know, we get told not to be angry about it and we just get told to not look back in anger, and it's kind of crazy how one little Oasis song is supposed to make every little thing alright. So, but the less said about that the better, because we're not really here to talk about that, we're here to talk about the band and the extortionate ticket prices. And the fact that they're actually back to number one in the UK, and the fact that one of these brothers, well, I know actually they're both arseholes, but one of them has told the fans to shut up. And if you don't want to pay big money for a standing ticket, then just pay $100 or £100 for a kneeling ticket. Not that they exist, but, you know, just, like you said, you called them pompous, and I think that's the way to sum them up. You know, these guys haven't been around now in, what, about a decade and a half. They're obviously running low on money. They're trying to cling to some fame, trying to make some money off their name, their reputation, their history while they still can. And instead of being grateful that they still have this massive following and they still have this like a huge fan base that want to buy tickets, instead of being fair and reasonable with ticket prices, they're basically slapping the fans in the face.
You know what, though, right? I think they're two cunts. You can any interview with them, you can clearly see they are two dickheads.
The only time I've ever liked the Gallagher Brothers is when I met a guy in Fudu and he looked a lot like them, but he wasn't them. But I bought him a drink and I pretended he was. That was the gimmick for the night. I pretended it was no Gallagher.
Well, that was the gimmick. I'll tell you what my gimmick is.
Shout out to that guy, whoever he is.
I don't like the Gallagher Brothers.
I've actually got a picture of him on Instagram.
Right, that's
page.
plenty, mate, alright? No one gives two fucks.
Fair enough, right?
Point is, you know what? Their music's overrated. But you know what? As much as I don't like them, they're entitled to charge what they want. You know why? Because there's dumb fucks out there that'll pay it. You know, they're queuing up at the rafters. Oh, I can't. Oh, this is ridiculous. Ticketmaster. Well, you don't pay it then.
So, but you don't think they've got some sort of like, should enough like honour? Or do you think that
people are dumb enough to pay it, then why not?
So you believe that if they should be able to screw every single penny that they possibly can out of people?
Aye. Because, you know, people are dumb enough to pay it. You know what?
So your answer
capitalism, folks.
So your answer to these people that complain about the tickets is, well, just don't buy one?
Aye. You can't complain if you fucking buy one.
Watch clips on YouTube or something?
See these people that put themselves in debt, or they'll go a week without food or whatever just to get an Oasis ticket. Well, that's on fucking you. You know what I mean? No one's forcing you to buy it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, no one is forcing you to buy it. However, there has been an investigation into the tickets and this dynamic ticket prices. So we have Competition Watchdog has announced it's launched an investigation into Ticketmaster's handling of the sales. We've seen this before where ticket prices go up to crazy prices and then we get investigations and things like that. But I think the majority of the time when we see ticket prices go to insane prices, it's mainly due to the fact that they're being sold second hand rather than that's the face value they're being sold at.
Yeah, I've seen people selling them for $6,000.
And, like, what can you do? I know they're trying to crack down on that because you do get a lot of people that get in there first and they buy the tickets and they buy them in quantity, they buy them in bulk, and then they do sell them on for crazy amounts, you know, like 3, 4, 5 times. Can Oasis really do anything about that?
No, they can't.
That's more a Ticketmaster thing, I believe, or maybe you have to limit. But it's bots as well. I think it has to do with like software and things like that, where people actually do manage to get themselves a lot of tickets at the very beginning on face value, and then they sell them on. That's That's always been a thing in music now for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
That's a big issue.
No, of course it is.
Where people get their hands on a lot of tickets with no intention of going.
No, but that's it. But see, it's like anything in the world, man. Everything's expensive, but you know what? No one's forcing you to go. Some things are a joke, right? And some of the ticket prices are a joke. Like, some arenas are costing a lot more than other arenas. But you know what? Then you make do with that. See, if you're from London, right, and London costs the dearest, but Edinburgh or Cardiff's like a third of the price, and what do you do? You go to Edinburgh or Cardiff.
Pretty simple that. Now, the ticket price is standing were approximately £135, but they have risen now to £355. So they've went up £220 since first coming out. And I mean, that's a big increase here. We're not talking a 10% increase. We're talking, in this case, well over 200%.
Yeah, that is a big increase, right? But
Yeah, and that's probably for standing at the back of the line.
No, it's a big increase, right? But that is just how much people pay for tickets these days.
Yeah, now I have seen some tickets here go for a couple of $1,000. I believe that's closer to the front, probably seated. People complaining on X, and Liam Gallagher told one of the users to shut up. So rather than understand that people's anger, don't look back in anger. Liam Gallagher's not angry. He's content. He knows that he's going to make a shitload of money for this reunion, so he's certainly not upset about it.
All he's got, he doesn't even have to reply to this, but like I said, they're pompous, they're arseholes. They will reply to it.
Yeah, and he's been bragging about it online as well. Like he knows he's got a great fucking payday coming up here. The Gallagher brothers are probably sitting talking to themselves right now, thinking, you know what? Why didn't we squash this beef sooner?
Yeah.
And mug and rinse all these gullible people of their hard-earned money.
What's it?
You know, that is probably what they are thinking.
They could have turned around and said, right, we hate every single one of our fans, and they're all sheep, and they're going to pay regardless of how much we put the price at, and they'd still fucking sell out most arenas.
Yeah, which is really kind of sad if you ask me. And speaking of Oasis, they're back to #1 in the album charts. They're doing all right. So their first album that was released 30 years ago is back into #1. So that's not bad there. I think that's how you know that you're doing pretty well in life. You're pretty successful. That when you can just get straight back into #1 when you haven't really done anything. The group's debut album, Definitely Maybe, released 30 years ago, is back and it's claimed the top spot. Does that say a lot about Oasis, or does that say more about the music that we currently have in 2024?
Bit of both, but yeah, when you're popular, man, and you announce something like this after 15 years of not doing tours, it's no real surprise you go back to #1, because, I mean, I'm not going to pretend I'm up to date with music right now, but I mean, I couldn't tell you what the other song is.
Now, they also have a compilation album in at #3, and their 1995 album, What's the Story? Morning Glory, reaching #4. So
but how are these judged, though?
So in sales, downloads, so in the UK, the top 4 albums for this week are 3 of them are Oasis albums.
Well, there you go. What's the other one? Does it not say?
Not say.
We don't know who the other one is, but again, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. Don't know if HMV's fucking selling out anything these days, but it's no surprise for me.
No.
It'll be, I mean, obviously it's 2025, they're coming back, but to end this vid, you know what?
Have they got any intentions of creating new music? Or are they just going to sing all their old shit?
They don't need to create any new ones.
The thing is, though, they haven't been together in 15 years. You could be getting a really shit version of Oasis. It's very possible that what we see in the return is the worst version we've ever seen of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will probably be the most they've ever, what will be the most they've ever sold tickets for.
Absolutely.
So you're paying the most for the worst version of them.
This could be the last time ever they reunite. Maybe this might be it. One last hurrah. You never know. Like 15 years ago, they were still touring. No one knew when you're going to call it quits. Might be a bit different when people get to like 75, AC/DC, and it's like, hold on, here, all these guys are decrepit. One of them could croak it. Might need to go see them soon. Things like that. But, I mean, these guys are relatively aged, but they do have that tendency to split up, which could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. I guess when they're both arseholes,
They are both arsehole.
It's easy to fall out an arsehole.
Anytime you see them in an interview or you see them on like Sky a lot, they're all, I mean, obviously they support Man City. They're always on. They're just so far up their own fucking arse.
How much would you pay for an Oasis ticket as we end this video?
Someone paid me money to go. I wouldn't even go.
There you go, guys. We wouldn't even go. Let us know down below, though. Would you go? How much would you pay? Are you a fan of Oasis?
What I would say is, see the one on the right. I think he's a bigger arsehole than the one on the left.
All right, fair enough. Why? Could you tell me who's who?
Liam's the one on the right, isn't he?
How can I tell you?
He couldn't. No, see the one on the right with the longer hair. He's the City fan. He seems to be the more arsehole of the two. The other one seems to keep to himself a wee bit more.
Is the one on the right the songwriter and the one on the left the singer?
I think so.
And on that note, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Let us know, left or right, who do you think's the bigger arsehole? We're not talking about us here on Fogging Up Time, we're talking about the Gallagher brothers, because we're cool. Cool by name, cool by nature. But that's it. Next time, peace.